Today, I'm answering your questions you left for me in my YouTube community tab. There's an absolute ton of questions to get to, so let's get started. And the first question comes from @Detroit Red Wings 2023. Is this a good trade? Detroit gets Leon Draisaitl, Edmonton gets Larkin, Marco Kasper, and a 5th round pick. There is no chance in hell Edmonton says yes to that, and Detroit says yes to that 99 times out of 100, so probably not a good trade. Kyle Garfield asks, be honest, do you think Larkin is underrated or overrated, say with ADB and Cider? Personally, as a Wings fan, I do feel like Dylan Larkin's a little bit underrated, a little underappreciated for what he brings to the ice. Alex DeBrincat, I mean, he's put up 40 goals multiple times, but last year didn't have a great year, so we'll see what happens this year, and then we can kind of have a better idea. As for Cider, he's only played 2 seasons. 1 year he won the Calder, the next he played with Ben Sherratt, so we'll see what happens in this upcoming season when he has a full year with Jake Wallman. For the most part, I don't think any of them are overrated. Puff Puff asks, what's my favorite TV show or movie? Now, I want to say this question is actually posted by a few different people in different ways, so let me just get this out there. My favorite TV series of all time is South Park. I'm a big South Park guy. Also a big fan of Lucifer, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, typical stuff. Blue Mountain State, and a surprising one is going to be the Scream TV series. Now, that might not be surprising if you know me, because my favorite movie series of all time is Scream. I'm a big horror buff. Noah asks, would I ever like to be a dad? Could you imagine a little mini me running around? Oh, the dragon's balls ablaze in his ass. Chaos. Would I like to? Absolutely. Will it happen? Who knows? I Love Geese asks, when will Buffalo be a cup contender? I definitely see Buffalo as a playoff contender this year, and I say a cup contender in 2 or 3 years. Like, honestly, their team is stacked. They're only going to be getting better, and they're definitely knocking on the door. So give them a couple years, and I think they'll be there. Nazda asks, what team that finished high in this year's standings will not make it to next year's playoffs? Hot take maybe, but I am going to go with the Boston Bruins, going from the best team in NHL history to not making the playoffs. I think that would be absolutely crazy to see happen, and I want to see it happen just because I think that would be nuts, right? They lost Bergeron, they lost Krejci, and can Ullmark repeat his performance from last year? You know what? I didn't have them making the playoffs last year, and they were the best team of all time, so with my luck, they'll probably win the cup next year. User asks, what happened to the franchise mode thing? You did like that 1 or 2 times. Full transparency from me here. I did a 3rd episode. It was the Vancouver Canucks, and honestly, I just didn't like the way it turned out. I'm going to be dead honest. When it comes to my content, if I'm watching it and I'm bored watching it, I don't want to put it out to you guys. Dead honest with you, I don't like franchise mode this year. I didn't enjoy it. And even though I came up with that really cool concept, I thought I still wasn't enjoying myself. And you could tell by the way I was reacting to things in the video, I just didn't care. And I don't want to put out shitty content. Okay, for the most part, most of my content's shitty, but you know what I'm trying to say. Way Long asks, where do you think Patrick Kane will sign? This one's kind of a tough question because he's not going to be signing until later in the year, right? He's going to be healing from injury. He's not signing until he's healthy. So that kind of means that we have to wait and see who's going to be performing well. He's going to want to go to a contending team. He's going to want to go somewhere that's going to make the playoffs. So making a decision now is going to be really tough. Personally, I have him going to a team like Carolina. Maybe not them specifically, but a team like that who is a cup contender, expected to do well, and he would fit in well on that team. Jake asks, who do you think is going to have a breakthrough year this year? There's a lot of different players I could sit here and name, but the one I'm going to name as a Wings fan is Lucas Raymond. I think having Alex DeBrincat's really going to help open up the ice for Lucas Raymond. I think he's going to end up potting at least 60 points this year. Prove me wrong. Rylan asks, if I could bring back any legend from the Detroit Red Wings, who would it be? So I assume you mean someone to bring back into the NHL, maybe back in their prime, you know, play another 5-10 years, playing at the level that they were, because, like, obviously, if I bring back a 90-year-old player, probably not playing very well. I mean, better than me. But if that's the case, I'm going to pick Pavel Datsyuk. I didn't appreciate him enough when I was younger and watching him.
Who held in for Kindle, to Zetterberg, to Datsyuk. What a move! Put it, scores!
Guys got it, you're committing hockey suicide, and here's a good example of what I'm talking about.
Datsyuk does it in all 3 zones, but it's a pleasure to watch him in the offensive end.
Ends of the rink in the game, and here comes the one in white.
Chara plays the body, Datsyuk goes around and sends it across. Zetterberg scores!
Going back and watching highlights now, he's unbelievable, and I would love to see him continue playing hockey. Bill Monder asks, are you interested in making a YouTube video or live stream with No Sleeves or Henrique? I have done both of those things with both of those people. Hoops asks, which division will be the best division in the NHL in the upcoming season? His guess is the Atlantic, and my guess is also the Atlantic. With all the teams that are there, maybe excluding Montreal, every one of them has a chance to make the playoffs, and it's going to be a crazy race, in my opinion. Toronto and Florida are going to be at the top. Tampa and Boston, and then Buffalo and Detroit and Ottawa all competing for spots. It's going to be tough. Ghosty asked, which new players will get X Factor cards in NHL 24? There's a lot of different players I think are going to get swapped out. I don't think Dylan Larkin will get one next year, and I do agree with you that Tage Thompson will probably get one. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Robertson get one, maybe Linus Ullmark, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins as well. Ivan asks, what's your favorite video game besides NHL? And thank you for the kind words. So my favorite video game of all time is actually Final Fantasy VII. One of the first games I ever played, and one of the first games I ever fell in love with. I still continue to play that game every year. I recently just finished Final Fantasy 16, so if you guys like story games, hop into that. It is incredible. Other than that, I'm a big Fallout fan. I love Portal. And when I'm not playing NHL, recently I've been playing a lot of Rocket League, even though I'm not very good. Obi-Wan Kenobi asks, what are my top 5 teams in contention for the Cup this year? Personally, my top 5 in no particular order are Carolina, New Jersey, Toronto, Vegas, and I'm gonna throw in the Edmonton Oilers. You can't bet against Connor McDavid. Last but not least, user asks, should I spend $1,000 at the start of NHL 20? No, do not do that. Do not do that. For the love of God, please do not do that. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and keep an eye on the community tab for more Q&As and AMAs in the future. If you guys have any questions, make sure you leave them there, and I will do my best to answer all of them. I'm not able to get to every single one today, but hopefully I was able to answer your question in between other ones. Like somebody asked if I thought the Devils were a contender, and I answered a different question where I did say that. You know what I'm trying to say. Regardless, I appreciate you guys. Have a great night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow with another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay frosty.